Slay.
Yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah.
Slay bestie.
That's what I know.
I met an elderly at Ling Kwang Home once, and she was sitting in a wheelchair. But she seemed quite cheerful, so I asked her how old is she, and she told me she was like 93. So wow, and I said, how is it? Are you okay? And she was like, I'm actually very happy. I'm well taken care of, and I have friends here. And she told me to live happily, you just need to find the blessings in your life and just appreciate the people around you.
I also came across a senior who is in her 70s and is still working. And then I asked her, why do you continue to work? And then she explained to me that her children are all married and she feels that if she stays alone at home, it will be boring and working will just keep her more active. And this is something interesting because we often hear people always talk about like they should retire early and be more happy in the later part of their life. But there are some seniors who are keen in working, and she was happy that our policies have put in place for them to continue working when they want.
So I had an interesting case of a resident who allegedly has hypersensitivity to electromagnetic waves. So recently, according to him, IMDA had placed some cell towers opposite across his block, and he's telling me that ever since then he felt very uncomfortable in his house. So I spent quite a bit of time explaining to him that, it's unlikely that it's due to this, due to that. But he then looked at me and he said, yeah, but sir, I feel very uncomfortable. I'm sleeping in the park every day. I can't even sleep in my own house. So it struck me that at the end of the day, I may not subscribe, or maybe I may find it hard to believe that his hypersensitivity may be so acute, but it is a real problem for him, and it's affecting him greatly to the fact that he can't even sleep in his own house. So it's a real problem to him, and I think that's something we have to try and manage. It's a very difficult issue to manage, but it made me look at the problem in a different perspective, really through the eyes of the resident and how it affects him daily, rather than from a overarching policy perspective.